What if I told you that losing them wasn't the end, but rather the beginning, a setup not for failure, but for something far greater than you ever imagined? What if I told you that this pain you feel right now isn't here to break you, but to shape you into something unstoppable? Most people collapse when they're discarded. They drown in questions that have no answers. They beg, they plead, and they replay every conversation in their head, trying to pinpoint where they went wrong. They chase ghosts looking for closure, as if hearing a reason will make the betrayal sting any less. But here's the truth. Closure isn't something they give you, it's something you decide for yourself. A Stoic doesn't beg, chase, or fall apart over the decision of someone who never truly saw their worth. Because the second they walked away, they revealed the truth. It was never about you, it was about them, their fears, their insecurities, and their inability to recognize what they had in front of them. Yet most people never realize this. They let someone else's choice define their value, mistaking rejection for failure. But let me ask you something. If a fool throws away a diamond, does the diamond lose its value? Or does it simply wait to be found by someone who knows its worth? The real question isn't why they left. The real question is, will you let this moment destroy you, or will you let it forge you into something untouchable? Life is full of moments that test you, moments where you can either stay on the ground, clinging to what's gone, or rise up and become something they never expected, something greater than before. You have two choices: drown in regret, obsess over the past, and let this define you, or step into the mindset of someone who never loses, someone who turns every setback into a setup, someone who takes heartbreak and makes it their greatest advantage. Because whether you realize it or not, when they walked away, they gave you something priceless: freedom. Freedom from wasted energy, freedom from trying to prove your worth to someone who never deserved it, and freedom from the illusion that they were the only one for you. And now you get to do the one thing they never saw coming. You get to evolve. They thought you'd chase. They thought you'd fall apart. They thought you'd wait by the door, hoping they'd return. But instead, you're about to do something they'll never forget. You're about to become untouchable. Here's the irony. When you stop chasing, stop explaining, and stop proving, everything shifts. The world bends differently around those who refuse to break. Doors start opening, new people appear, and success begins flowing in ways you never imagined. Suddenly, the very things you thought you lost start coming back. The one who took you for granted starts remembering, wondering, regretting, but by the time they realize what they threw away, you won't even want them anymore. So, if you're ready to step into your power, if you're ready to stop playing small and show the world exactly what they let go, stay right here. What I'm about to tell you will change everything. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss wisdom like this. And if you're truly done chasing, if you're ready to own your worth, drop this in the comments: I am untouchable. Let the world know you're not waiting, you're not begging, and you're not proving. Because now you see your own worth, and once that happens, everything shifts. Love was never yours to keep. Love was never meant to be caged. It felt real, didn't it? The way they looked at you, the way they held your hand like you were the only one in the world. The late-night talks, the whispered promises, the feeling that maybe, just maybe, this time was different. But reality had other plans. You thought it was love, but love isn't always what it seems. It's like trying to catch the wind. You feel it, you swear it's there, but the moment you try to hold on to it, it slips right through your fingers. What you were clinging to wasn't them. It was your own reflection, your own hopes, your own dreams, your own idea of what love should have been. And now that they're gone, you see it for what it truly was: an illusion, a mirage in the desert of your longing. Most people live under the illusion that love is unbreakable, that devotion guarantees loyalty, that if they give enough, prove themselves enough, and hold on tighter, the other person will never leave. But feelings are as unpredictable as the tide. One moment they promise forever, the next they're walking away as if everything meant nothing. And you stand there, questioning how they could let go so easily, how something that felt so real could turn into nothing. Because they never saw love the way you did, some love with depth, with loyalty, with the desire to build something lasting. Others love like wildfire, burning bright and intense, but never meant to stay in one place. They love for the thrill, for the chase, for the high. And when that high fades, when comfort replaces excitement, they start searching for their next rush, not because you weren't enough or because you did something wrong, but because they were never yours to keep. A Stoic sees this. A Stoic understands that nothing in this life is truly permanent. Not people, not emotions, not even love. And that's why a Stoic never chases. They never beg. They never try to convince someone to stay. Because the moment you do, you hand over your power. You tell them they still control you, that they still own you. But the one who is truly free doesn't need to be owned. They don't need to hold on to something that was never real in the first place. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, said Epictetus. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Love. Love is one of those things. You cannot force someone to stay. You cannot beg them into loving you the way you deserve. And why would you want to? Why would you want someone who only stays when it's convenient for them? If they left, if they replaced you, if they moved on like you were just another chapter in their story, then understand this. They did you a favor. They freed you from illusion, from false hope, and from the exhausting weight of trying to hold on to something that was always slipping through your fingers. Because the person who does not chase is the one who is chased. The person who does not need is the one who is valued. The person who does not break is the one who wins. And now you see it for what it truly is. You weren't defeated. You were freed. Strength belongs to those who don't shatter. They expected you to fall apart. They expected you to drown in sorrow, grasping for a way back in. They assumed you'd lash out, break down, and prove just how much they still mattered. They counted on your emotions to betray you, to make their absence feel like the end of your world. And that is exactly why you won't. Because the moment you let your emotions control you, you hand over your power. The moment you react, you validate their decision. A weak person lets their feelings dictate their actions. They send that late-night message hoping for a response that never comes. They scroll through old conversations searching for something, anything, that proves they weren't forgotten. They refresh social media, desperate for a sign of regret. And in doing so, they lose themselves. They become prisoners of their own longing, mistaking their suffering for proof of love. But a Stoic knows better. The nearer a person comes to a calm mind, the closer they are to strength. That's what Marcus Aurelius believed, and he was right. Because the one who controls their emotions controls their fate. What happens when you let emotions take the wheel? You become reckless. You make choices out of fear, out of pain, out of desperation. You cling to something that's already gone, feeding the very illusion that's breaking you. And every time you react, every time you reach out, every time you let them see your suffering, you make their choice feel justified. They don't regret leaving. They feel relieved. They feel validated. And that is why a Stoic moves differently. A Stoic does not suppress emotions, but they refuse to be ruled by them. They don't ignore pain. They sit with it, they understand it, but they do not let it dictate their actions. They detach, they observe, they decide. Because true power isn't found in a hardened heart, it's found in an unshaken one. Imagine a storm raging inside you. The lightning is your anger, the thunder is your sadness, the wind is your frustration howling for a way to be heard. A weak person stands in the middle of it, trying to fight it, getting swept away. But a Stoic, they step back. They do not chase the storm, nor do they run from it. They let it pass, and when the sky is clear, they are still standing. He who is brave is free. Seneca knew this. And freedom begins the moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop proving, the moment you stop needing. Strength is not found in pleading for love. It is not found in waiting for an apology that may never come. Strength is found in silence, in stillness, in the unshakable ability to walk away without looking back. And here's the irony. The moment they see you unaffected, the moment they realize you didn't spiral, didn't beg, didn't even flinch, that's when everything shifts. They start questioning everything. They wonder why you aren't falling apart. They wonder if they misjudged you, if they underestimated your worth. Doubt creeps into their mind, and suddenly, the power they once had over you begins to crumble, because people are drawn to what they cannot break, to what they cannot predict, to what they no longer understand. And the moment they sense they no longer have control over your emotions is the moment they start wondering if they ever truly knew you at all. This is why you must master yourself. Do not react. Do not chase. Do not give them the satisfaction of knowing they still hold space in your mind. Instead, step back, breathe, and reclaim your power. You are no longer the person who pleads for love. You are no longer the person who needs closure. You are the person who walks away, who stands tall, who remains unmoved. Because power was never in reaction. Power was always in control. Silence echoes louder than words. Silence is not weakness. It is not emptiness. It is power, the sharpest response, the strongest message, the most unforgettable lesson. No long explanations, no desperate attempts to change their mind, no reminders of what they lost, just silence. Because while most people scramble for words, trying to fix what's already broken, someone with true strength lets their absence do the talking. When someone walks away, they expect a reaction. They expect anger. They expect tears. They expect to see proof that they mattered, that they had control, that you're struggling without them. But the moment you give them nothing, the moment you walk away without a word, doubt creeps in. Silence forces them to sit with their decision, and silence is louder than anything you could ever say. Most people break when they are left behind. They send long messages trying to explain. They beg for closure, for one last conversation, hoping that somehow words will bring clarity. But here's the truth. Every message, every call, every attempt to be heard only reassures them that they still have you. That's why silence is the most powerful weapon. It removes their control, creates mystery, and forces them to ask questions they never considered before. Why haven't they reached out? Were they never really attached? Did I make the wrong choice? And that's when the shift happens. The person who walked away so confidently suddenly finds themselves second-guessing everything. Because the one who leaves without looking back is the one who is rare, and people always want what is rare. But silence isn't just about them. It's about you. It's about reclaiming your energy, your mind, your dignity. When you cut off all communication, you give yourself the space to heal, to regain control, to rise. No more waiting for replies, no more checking your phone, no more draining your energy on someone who has already made their choice. Instead, all of that power is redirected where it belongs, toward you, your goals, your discipline, your evolution. And while they expect you to be shattered, you are thriving. Here's the truth. People rarely feel the weight of their choices right away. They don't regret leaving immediately. But silence is patient. Silence works slowly. It lingers in their mind, growing louder with time. Weeks pass, months pass, and then they start to wonder. They start to realize that you're not just missing from their life, you've erased them from yours. That's when regret takes hold. That's when they start searching for a way back in. And when they do, they test the waters, a random message, a simple hey, an excuse to reach out. But make no mistake, they're not reaching out because they miss you. They're reaching out to see if they still own a piece of you, to see if you're still an option. And this is where most people fail, because the moment they respond, the moment they acknowledge that message, the power shifts back. They weren't reaching out to reconnect. They were reaching out to see if they could. And the second they realize they still have access to you, the curiosity, the regret, the mystery, all of it disappears. But someone with true strength remains silent. They understand that responding only serves the other person's ego, not their own self-respect. They understand that their time, their energy, their presence, these are privileges, not entitlements. And the moment those privileges were thrown away, they were lost forever. The best revenge is to be unlike the one who wronged you. Marcus Aurelius understood this. While most people beg for love, plead for attention, and chase after what's gone, you will do what they never expected. You will disappear. You will say nothing. You will become the absence they never thought they'd feel. Because silence shifts the control back into your hands. It forces them to sit in the emptiness of a world without you. It makes them realize they underestimated you, and in the end, it forces them to see exactly what they lost. So don't speak, don't explain, don't react. Just walk away. Let their own mind do the work for you. Because the one who stays silent is the one they never forget. Become the one they can't even reach. The greatest revenge isn't anger. It isn't proving them wrong. It isn't even making them miss you. The greatest revenge is becoming someone they can never touch again. Someone so evolved, so powerful, so untouchable that even if they wanted to come back, they wouldn't be in your league anymore. Most people drown in their pain. They replay memories like a broken record, searching for answers that don't exist. They obsess over what went wrong, hoping that if they just figure it out, they can rewrite the past. But a Stoic doesn't waste a single breath on what's gone. They don't just move on, they ascend. And that is what separates them from the weak. Because while they expect you to crumble, you are becoming something else entirely. While they are out seeking temporary validation, you are forging an unshakable version of yourself. This is the moment everything shifts. Every workout, every book, every skill you master, every dollar you earn, none of it is about them. It was never about them. It's about proving to yourself that you were always the prize, that they were simply a chapter, never the whole story. And here's the truth. When someone truly commits to self-improvement, they become untouchable. They become rare, and people chase what is rare. They don't regret losing someone who stays the same. They regret losing someone who outgrows them, someone who evolves into a version they can no longer access. Picture this. Months from now, you are in the best shape of your life. Your mind is sharper than ever. Your energy is magnetic. You walk into a room and people feel your presence before you even speak. You no longer seek validation, you command it. And when they see this version of you, the regret hits like a storm. They will wonder why they left. They will question if they made a mistake. They will remember how easily they walked away, and for the first time, they will feel the weight of that decision, because the person they left behind no longer exists. And the cruel truth, they can't have you back. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius knew this. This is where your strength lies, not in revenge, not in hoping they come back, but in becoming so powerful that their regret is irrelevant. Because here's what they never expected. You are no longer available. You are no longer waiting for closure. You have become something they can't reach, and that is what makes them want you back. But by then it won't even matter, because the person you have become has already moved on to bigger things. This is what true power looks like. It's not about getting them back. It's about becoming the kind of person that makes everyone who left wish they had never walked away. And the best part? Once you reach that level, their regret will mean nothing to you. So stop thinking about them. Stop checking for signs that they miss you. Stop waiting for closure that will never come. Take every ounce of pain and turn it into fuel. Build your body, build your mind, build your empire. Because the one who becomes untouchable, that is the one who truly wins. The power of being unreachable is profound. The moment you stop caring, something strange happens. They start noticing. The second you detach, you become magnetic. Because nothing is more attractive than someone who is completely unaffected. Indifference isn't just a mindset, it's power. Most people believe attraction is built through effort. They think that if they just try harder, say the right words, prove their worth, or show how much they care, the other person will wake up and realize what they lost. But the truth is, attraction isn't created through pursuit. It's created through absence, through detachment, through the realization that they are no longer the center of your world. People crave validation. They thrive on attention. And when you take that away, when you remove their comfort, their certainty, their importance in your life, they start to feel the emptiness. They start to wonder why you're not chasing, why you're not reacting, why you've moved on so effortlessly. That silence, that absence, that lack of desperation, it eats at them more than any words ever could. And here's the paradox. When you want them back, they feel no urgency. But when you genuinely stop caring, when you truly detach, that's when they begin to feel the void you left behind. And that void, that's what forces them to start chasing you. Here's a truth most people never understand. People don't want someone who needs them. They want someone who is needed by no one. Neediness repels. Indifference attracts. A person who is emotionally independent, who doesn't rely on anyone else to feel whole, becomes rare. They become someone others respect, admire, and secretly fear losing. And those who do lose them regret it for life. This is why detachment is the ultimate power move. It shifts the entire dynamic. When they see you no longer invested, when they see you thriving without them, doubt creeps in. Did I make a mistake? Were they actually better than I thought? Do they even think about me anymore? And when those thoughts start taking root, they begin searching for answers. They start looking for signs that they still matter to you. They might reach out. They might react to your posts. They might even try to get your attention indirectly, hoping for a response. But this is where most people fail. Because the moment you give them any reaction, the moment they see they still occupy space in your mind, the mystery is gone. Once they know that, the game is over. The power shifts back to them. A true Stoic doesn't just act detached, they are detached. They don't use it as a tactic. They don't fake it to trigger a reaction. They genuinely move forward. They build. They evolve. They become so locked in on their own growth, so focused on their own purpose, that someone else's absence becomes irrelevant. And that is what makes them unforgettable. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius understood what most people never will. True power lies in mastering yourself, in refusing to be controlled by forces outside of you. Because people don't desire those who chase. They desire those they can't have. And when they finally realize that you've truly moved on, that you genuinely don't care whether they regret their decision or not, that's when they feel it. That's when they start to lose. Because they lost something rare, something they will never find again. Now they have to live with that regret. They thought they were making the right choice. They thought walking away was an upgrade. They convinced themselves that the grass was greener, that the excitement was better, that the future was brighter. And the biggest mistake they made? They assumed you'd always be there, waiting, hoping, ready to welcome them back when they changed their mind. But now they see the truth, and it's too late. Because while they expected you to break, you did the opposite. You didn't beg, you didn't chase, you didn't waste a second trying to convince them to stay. Instead, you disappeared. You focused on yourself, you elevated. And now the person they once had access to no longer exists. Regret isn't instant. It doesn't hit the moment they walk away. At first, they're too distracted, too caught up in the thrill of something new, the rush of attention, the temporary high of thinking they made the right decision. They convince themselves they've moved on. They believe they chose wisely. But that euphoria never lasts, because reality always settles in. And when it does, when the excitement fades, when the flaws of their new situation start to show, that's when they start looking back. And when they do, they expect to see you exactly where they left you. They expect you to be the same, still waiting, still hoping, still longing for another chance. But instead they see something else entirely. They see you thriving, they see you evolving, they see you completely out of reach. And that's when the regret sets in like a storm they never saw coming. Because people don't desire what's easy to have. They don't crave what's always available. They want what they can't have. And now they see that they lost something rare. They see that while they wasted time searching for something better, you became something they will never have access to again. That's when they start testing the waters. A random message, a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" A like on an old post. Anything to see if they still have a place in your life. But make no mistake, this isn't love, this isn't change, this isn't realization. This is fear. Fear that they lost you for good. Fear that they no longer have power over you. Fear that their decision was the worst mistake they ever made. And this is where most people fail. Because they respond. They let nostalgia trick them into believing the past deserves another chance. They take the bait, thinking maybe this time it'll be different. But a Stoic sees these messages for what they truly are. They aren't signs of love. They aren't proof of regret. They are nothing more than insecurity wrapped in false hope. They aren't reaching out because they suddenly respect you. They are reaching out because your silence made them feel powerless. Because the moment you stopped caring, that's when they started. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change. But until then, I will keep following the path I know is correct. Marcus Aurelius knew what most people refuse to accept. The path forward never involves looking back. It doesn't involve giving second chances to those who didn't value you the first time. They will come back. They always do. But by the time they do, you will have outgrown them. You will have become someone so far beyond who you used to be that they no longer fit into your life. And that will be their greatest regret. You were never the one who lost. They didn't leave you. You let them go. And now, for the first time, the truth is clear. You were the prize all along. At first, it didn't feel that way. When they walked away, when they chose someone else, when they made you feel like you weren't enough, it seemed like you had lost, like you had been rejected, like you weren't worthy. But the reality? They lost you. And that is a loss they will carry long after you've forgotten they existed. Because while they were out searching for something better, you were becoming something greater. You weren't crying over them. You weren't begging for another chance. You weren't chasing someone who had already made their choice. Instead, you were building, refining, evolving. You were shaping yourself into the kind of person who never has to chase again. You were creating a life so valuable, so powerful, so magnetic that their absence became completely irrelevant. And now you stand here looking back, and you smile, because you understand something most never will. The one who masters themselves, who controls their emotions, who never begs for love, never loses. This is the Stoic mindset, the unshakable truth. Nothing outside of you defines your worth. Not a relationship, not rejection, not loss, not someone else's choices. Your value comes from within, and once you truly embody this, you become untouchable. You no longer fear losing anyone, because someone truly valuable is never afraid to walk alone. You no longer seek validation from others, because you validate yourself. You no longer chase love, because you understand that the only love that truly matters is self-respect. And now they see it. They see the person you have become, the strength, the success, the confidence, the absence of need. And that is why they regret leaving. Because what they lost wasn't just a person, they lost the opportunity to be part of something great. But here's the difference. You don't care anymore. You don't care whether they regret it or not. You don't care whether they miss you. You don't care about their choices, their mistakes, their feelings, because they are no longer part of your reality. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. That's what Epicurus taught, and now you want for nothing. You have won, not because they came back, not because they suddenly saw your worth, not because they regret it. You have won because you have transcended the version of yourself that once believed they were the best you could do. And now you know the truth. They were never your prize. You were theirs. This is the final level, the moment you stop chasing, stop reacting, stop caring. You become the person who is in complete control of their destiny. And once you reach that level, everything, money, success, respect, even love, comes to you effortlessly, because the one who needs nothing attracts everything. Stop chasing. Let life chase you. True power isn't measured by proving your worth to anyone. It's not about making them regret their choices or waiting for an apology that might never come. Real power lies in the profound realization that you never truly needed them in the first place. The moment you let go completely, when you stop caring about whether they see your value, when you cease wondering if they'll ever regret their decision, everything shifts. Their absence stops feeling like a loss and transforms into a gift. In that very moment of detachment, your energy is reclaimed, your focus sharpens, and suddenly, life becomes unequivocally yours again. Many people remain trapped in the past, clinging to memories, desperately waiting for closure or holding on to the hope of a second chance. They're busy chasing temporary validation, trying to fill a void that only deep-seated self-belief can mend. But you're different. You're not waiting around for someone else's permission to feel worthy. While they're lost in distractions, you are elevating yourself. While they're busy chasing the fleeting high of external affirmation, you are gaining a permanent power that only comes from within. Because the person who needs nothing is the one who naturally attracts everything. Imagine your life as a grand, winding river. When you try desperately to force the current, you only exhaust yourself, wasting energy on resistance. But when you let go and allow the river to flow naturally, you find that the current carries you effortlessly toward your destiny. That is the essence of detachment. When you stop chasing, you create a space where your true self can flourish. And here's a question you might ask yourself. What if my worth isn't determined by someone else's approval? The answer is simple. Your value is inherent and unchangeable, rooted in your ability to define yourself rather than being defined by the fleeting opinions of others. There's a beautiful irony in this transformation. When they finally look back, expecting to find you still there, still waiting, still longing, they won't recognize what they see. You won't be there in the same way as before, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You will have outgrown the person they once knew. It's like watching a caterpillar transform into a butterfly. The caterpillar was once a familiar sight, but once it takes flight, it becomes something magnificently unreachable, a symbol of metamorphosis that they can never recapture. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a person should fear, but never beginning to live." Many people never truly live because they spend their days hoping for someone else to validate their worth, waiting for external permission to be happy or move on. They allow the opinions and choices of others to dictate their sense of self. But a true Stoic understands that no one holds that power except you. Your destiny is yours to command, and your worth is defined solely by your inner strength, not by anyone else's acknowledgement. When they eventually regret walking away, when they start missing the presence they once took for granted, it will be too late. By the time they come to understand what they lost, you won't be waiting around. You will have already stepped into a life so fulfilling, so powerful, and so rich in purpose that their absence won't even cross your mind. This is the pinnacle of true freedom, not in seeking revenge, not in proving something to anyone, and not in yearning for their return, but in simply being, without need, expectation, or attachment. Consider this. Every person who left wasn't a loss, but a lesson. Each departure taught you something valuable, guided you to this very moment, a moment where you have evolved into a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and untouchable. You no longer rely on external validation. You no longer seek retribution. You no longer allow anyone else to determine your worth. You have learned to find fulfillment within, and that is why you have become a beacon of resilience and independence. The world, in its infinite wisdom, bends to those who refuse to chase. When you stop needing validation, when you cease the constant proving and caring about whether someone recognizes your value, everything begins to move in your favor. It's as if the universe itself starts to conspire to bring opportunities and success to your doorstep. No longer will you be a follower in someone else's story. You have become the author of your own destiny. Ask yourself, what if I stop chasing what I cannot control? The answer lies in the power of detachment. It liberates you from the chains of expectation and empowers you to embrace a life where every moment is savored for its own worth. You become a magnet for all that is good, and before you know it, life doesn't just happen to you, it happens for you. In the end, the most powerful truth remains. When you stop chasing, the world starts chasing you. Embrace that truth and watch as every aspect of your life transforms. No longer will you be defined by the absence or actions of others, because you have finally learned to cherish and celebrate the boundless potential that lies within you.